Alfonso Gomez here tonight in their 10-round welterweight showdown. Gatti, of course, at 35 years of age. Gatti on weight for the past 2 weeks, 146 pounds. Gomez comes in at the required 147 pounds. For the rules, our unofficial ringside scorer, Harold Letterman.
The Arturo Gatti Alfonso Gomez fight is scheduled for 10 rounds, non-title, using the unified rules that you see on your screen. Bob, real quick, the 4 criteria that the judges will use to score each individual round: clean punching, effective aggressiveness, ring generalship, and defense, with a strong emphasis on clean, effective punching. Bob!
So Arturo Gatti and Alfonso Gomez getting set to start. Here comes Alfonso Gomez. He last fought on March the 30th. His dad has trained him. They've added Pepe Correa to the corner to work on some things as far as extending him and how he'll deal with stamina in this fight. What about keeping the emotions under check, Emmanuel?
Well, that's going to be a big factor. You know, this is definitely a Gatti crowd, and I don't think he's fought anywhere where he was so booed and unpopular as he's going to be tonight in this particular fight here. So a big part of his performance is going to be dependent on how he can deal with this negative crowd.
He's a well-educated young man who is taking classes in acting. He has a recording studio in his house. He felt that because he was a fan favorite on the Contender Max that fans love him, but he's gotten a little bit of a rude awakening as he's come in because he's been booed.
Well, he'll have to try and win the crowd over, and he's the type of fighter that maybe could do it. It's funny, this fight is like the anti-Margarito Williams fight. Margarito, a guy everyone's avoided, fighting a guy in Paul Williams that he himself has avoided. Gatti's a guy everyone wants to fight because he's perceived as so beatable. And he finally settled on Gomez as an opponent because they view Gomez as so beatable.
We're going to find out who's beatable over the next 10 rounds. Arturo Gatti, for the 8th consecutive time fighting here at the Boardwalk Hall, coming off a 356-day layoff. Thunderous applause for Thunder Gatti. Emmanuel, is it a factor, this long layoff, or did he need that time off?
I think the layoff did him good. He needed to rest. But you know what's interesting to me, in all of the great fights that he's had, or hard fights I should say, he still seems to have his reflexes, his coordination. Even the 2 fights he lost, I didn't see a loss in his coordination, which is amazing considering the wars he's been in. So I think you're going to see Gatti looking very good tonight.
You know what, though, Emmanuel? What I have seen a loss in? Fans, attendance. If you look up in the rafters, this place is not completely full as it has been so often through Gatti's career. A ton of people are here. He's still a tremendous draw, but up here, up there, in the corners and the rafters where normally you'd see it filled to capacity, not quite what it's been in recent years in fights.
But the approximate 10,000 that are here are cheering him.
Tell you, regardless of what, if you can draw 8 and 9 and 10,000 people after getting stopped twice, that's amazing. So I think he's still a big attraction.
Still a big draw, no doubt about it.
Let's get the introductions from Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, by way of Caesars Atlantic City, Main Events is proud to present the featured bout of the evening. Sponsored by Nemiroff and sanctioned by the New Jersey State Athletic Control Board, Boxing Commissioner Larry Hazzard Sr. This contest is also brought to you in association with Contenders Boxing. Scheduled for 10 rounds of boxing, this is in the welterweight division. At ringside, the 3 judges scoring this bout on the 10-point system: Pierre Benoist, Robert Grasso, and Steve Weisfeld. And inside the ring, your referee in charge of the action, Randy Neumann. And now, for the thousands in attendance and the millions watching around the world, ladies and gentlemen, let's get ready to rumble! Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black, official weight 147 pounds. His professional record, 16 victories, including 7 knockouts, 3 defeats, with 2 bouts even. Damas y caballeros de Guadalajara, Mexico, Alfonso Gomez. Across the ring, fighting out of the red corner, wearing white, trimmed with gold. Official weight, 146 pounds. His professional record stands at 40 victories, including 31 knockouts, with 8 defeats and 3 world titles. Tonight, we turn the page to another chapter of boxing's human highlights saga from Jersey City, New Jersey. The former 3-time world champion, the ultimate blood and guts warrior, Arturo Gatti.
Okay, gentlemen, you're both familiar with the rules as they've been thoroughly gone over. I want you to remember 2 things. I want you to obey my commands, but most importantly, defend yourselves at all times. Now shake hands and come out of the bell.
So we are set, Arturo Gatti and Alfonso Gomez.
Well, will this be a thanks for the memories, one last payday for Arturo Gatti? Or will he create some new memories, and as a result, will there be more to come?
Round 1 scheduled for 10. Emmanuel, what does your trained eye look for early in this fight?
Basically, I was looking to see the coordination and movement of Gatti more so than I know what the Gomez has, and so far he looks good. He's looking good at this stage here, but I know he'll start off boxing, but sooner or later he's going to settle in and start slugging.
Gatti told Chessa, I've got to avoid the brawling. I have my power. I've given up lifting weights.
A few weeks ago when I was working a fight with Castillo, the first thing I noticed between him and Ricky Hatton was the footwork, the coordination right away. And I saw that Castillo didn't have it. In this case here, Gatti still does have his rhythm and his balance.
Though he's being timed well by Gomez early here.
Straight left hand from Gomez. Gatti says he's going to use movement. Gomez works the jab, left hand to the body.
Gomez is very effective with his punches. He's pinpointing his punches right on the money. Very accurate punches.
Get him up, get him up.
Got a right hand from Gomez.
The anticipation was Gomez would have to come on as the fight wore on. He seems to be coming out of the gate pretty fast here.
He's coming out the fight fast and he's working right behind a good left jab. But everything he's pointing is more accurate at this stage. And sooner or later, Gatti's going to start slugging. Once he realizes he's being outboxed, he's going to resort to slugging.
Gomez has done a nice job keeping his emotions in check. Workmanlike here, first round. Gatti trying to work his jab back. Jab again from Gomez. Pretty much what you expect from Gomez. He's going to be right in front of you at all times, right?
Yeah, but he's fighting a good fight now. He's not the fastest guy, but his punches are very accurate. He's not wasting anything.
All right, get out of there clean. Don't throw, Mark, don't throw.
Gatti misses with the right, eats a counter left from Gomez.
Gomez is sharper. Between the two of them, he's just a hair sharper with his punches than Gatti is at this stage right now.
Good opening round for Alfonso Gomez. Here against Arturo Gatti.
Good round for Gomez.
Bring that hand back, you're jabbing. You're leaving your hand, bring that left hand back up higher, all right, buddy? Listen. Bring that hand back up. Look at, don't pull back straight out, pull back on an angle, all right, buddy? You can't stay right there with him, so you get that long right hand. You gotta move your head. As soon as you jab, move that head. Come back, another jab. Those are combinations now, right? He's right there to be hit, Tori. You gotta get all your hands up. Don't punch too far left.
Okay. Here you see Gomez land a right hand right on the chin over top of a lazy jab coming from Gatti. And right here you see him come back and land 2 left hands when Gatti came in and left himself wide open. So at this stage, Gomez is counterpunching much more effectively than Gatti is.
26-year-old Alfonso Gomez, born in Mexico, fighting out of Los Angeles, moved to Oakland at the age of 10. Wound up in the Napa area, could not get good sparring work, and has settled in Los Angeles. Crowd here in Atlantic City trying to rally Gatti after a suspect round 1.
The Warriors already making an appearance.
Gatti now realizes that he's going to have to start fighting because he's not winning the contest of boxing. So at this stage right now, you're going to see him make it an all-out war.
Manuel, is it too early to change from the strategy that you laid out?
But I don't think he has a choice because he realizes that he's being beaten by Gomez, and so he's going to start slugging them more and more as the fight goes on.
The right hand from Gomez.
The impression is that the guy coming forward is the slugger and the guy moving back is the boxer. So far in this fight we've seen, even though Gatti is moving, it's Gomez who's outboxing Gatti with his timing.
As Gomez told us when he was fighting in that Contenders series, he was fighting guys 154 and 160 pounds. He says this is one of the few times he feels like he has a size advantage.
And even though Gatti is a welterweight, he never seemed to be a weight. It seemed like his best weight is about 143 pounds. He's somewhere between welterweight and junior welterweight. He's just not a big welterweight to me.
Gomez appears very relaxed in the ring.
Careful when you say that, Emmanuel. They'll make the super junior welterweight division and give Gatti the belt.
Yeah, they do have a weight division like for every 7 pounds or 6 pounds.
Gatti reaches in with the left hand. Garners some applause from the pro-Gatti crowd, but Gomez kind of sticks to his plan. Chopping right hand from Gomez.
Gomez has been very effective with his right hand all night.
Emmanuel, why is Gomez able to time Gatti like this? Is it because he doesn't respect what's coming back because he sees Gatti as a smaller guy?
I just think it's just his timing is better. I think he's been busy fighting. Even though he hasn't been fighting big fights, he had a recent fight not too long back in England where he fought against a hostile crowd when they created the Contender guys over there. So he's used to that situation, but he's been busy, I think. And his right hand is very effective tonight over Gatti's left shoulder.
Final seconds of the second round. Alfonso Gomez fighting a very good fight through 2.
Agárrame, no te me vayas desesperando. Suavecito, suavecito.
Catch the next Real Sports Tuesday night at 10 p.m. We profile Detroit Tigers slugger Gary Sheffield. In addition to being a prolific power hitter, is also one of the most outspoken and controversial personalities in the game today. July 24th, it's the return of Costas Now. Host Bob sits down with a one-on-one with baseball commissioner Bud Selig and Red Sox pitcher Curt Schilling.
You watch what you get. But don't forget about it. Go to that fucking body. You hear me? You do that double jab, hard my hand to the body. Igual, no, tranquilo. Nomás mueve, ahí no te hace nada.
Relax, and move your body. Move bend your waist. Find your distance now.
Well, the fans here at the Boardwalk Hall came to cheer Arturo Gatti, but right now it's Alfonso Gomez who's had the fun in the ring through the first 2 rounds. Gomez has been razor sharp with his power shots, especially the right hand through the first 2 rounds. He's hit on 26 of 55 according to CompuBox. Gatti goes southpaw momentarily.
Hey, don't punch. Step back. Each man 1 step back.
Emmanuel, what can Gatti do to sort of turn the tide here right now?
Well, what I can say, I think he's going to have to start slugging. I thought he was going to start that earlier because the way it's going right now, systematically, Gomez is picking them apart.
So often we try to frame it as though a guy really can change a fight. You saw Gatti come out in this round bouncing. It was on his mind to use his athleticism and boxing skills, but he was still outboxed so far by Gomez. It didn't really change anything. The question is whether he could do anything, box or slug.
Well, Gomez is beating him without making a lot of motion, nothing flashy in effect, but every one of his punches is very effective and very well placed.
Seems as though Gatti's going to have to load up and catch Gomez with something hard in order to change the fight.
I agree, because the way it's going, he's losing the fight systematically. And, you know, I thought he would have came back and started slugging more earlier.
Gomez was cautioned for a shot on the belt line, and he scores a combination on Gatti.
All right, don't punch him in here. Don't go, Arthur. Don't go.
It's going to be interesting to hear how Mickey Ward instructs him in the corner as this fight progresses. Whether Mickey Ward also comes to that conclusion. Time to throw out a lot of the stuff they prepared and start throwing hard shots like that in an attempt to turn the fight.
Well, when you consider the fact that Gomez is not known of being a knockout puncher, Gatti's only chance really of turning this fight around the way it's going is to stand and start exchanging with him, because Gatti still is a tremendous puncher.
And the fans here in Atlantic City trying to rally Gatti. They can sense he needs a pick-me-up. Gomez just stays right in front of him and goes back to work. A professional performance so far by Alfonso Gomez.
He's not wasting anything in terms of foot movement or hand movement. Every one of his punches are very well placed.
One thing Gatti's movement, one way in which it's effective, is Gomez has not been able to land 3 and 4 punches. It's been 1 and 2 at a time.
Gatti missed with that short right hand in the waning seconds of the third round.
Gotta use that speed, all right, buddy? Use that speed, too. Don't paw that jab. Throw that jab down. All right, buddy? Jab, right hook, too. Combination. You get it to 1 punch. All right? Move that head. Keep that. Bring that left hand up, back up higher. It's coming. You're bringing it back too low. He's catching with that over here right. You gotta move your head. You gotta move out.
The bell rings, we stop punching.
All right. All right, buddy. All right. Combinations. So stay relaxed. Nice and loose. Don't stay right there when we punch. 1, 2, 3. Get out. Use those legs.
Por favor.
Cross over the jab.
El jab con poder. Ahí
Jab, jab with pop. Pop the jab out.
Jala tu hombro, jala tu hombro, jala tu hombro.
The game plan for Arturo Gatti was to become a boxer. But right now he's getting outboxed. Harold Letterman, your scorecard through 3.
Okay, Bob. 3-0, 30-27, Alfonso Gomez. Bob, you got to give him credit for that straight right hand. I mean, this guy's standing flat-footed, bombing Arturo Gatti with right hands. Everybody said he wasn't a puncher, but God darn it, that right hand has got Gatti's face pretty well swollen. Anyway, based on clean punching, 3-0, Alfonso Gomez.
Emmanuel, Gatti wanted to outbox Gomez. Gomez, though, has controlled Gatti. He's used the jab effectively.
Yeah, because Gomez normally is the guy that we figure to be the aggressive guy coming in, but he's coming in, but he's coming in as a boxer, placing his punches very accurate, much more different than I've ever saw him fight in the past.
Guys, Gatti just threw a home run right hand that didn't land, but he seems to intuitively know what Mickey's not telling him in the corner. Mickey is continuing to say 1, 2, 3 and get out of there and continue to do what we've practiced essentially. And Gatti is starting to load up a little bit more on some home run shots.
Just a few seconds ago, though, it was Gomez who ripped the left hook.
Gomez seems to be systematically not only just winning, but he seems to be taking the confidence away from Gatti, studying the expression of his face.
Does it surprise you that Gomez has performed this well under this bright spotlight?
I am surprised, especially in view of the crowd and everything else. He's playing a perfect fight.
Gatti's fans trying to rally him again here in the 4th.
Gomez is picking up the pressure a lot more now as he's coming in, even though he's not coming in recklessly. He's picking up the pace a lot more, becoming way more aggressive.
Big right hand and a combination by Gomez.
Gatti has no answer for everything that's happening up there. He can't do anything about anything.
Alfonso Gomez has been consistent through the first 3+ rounds.
You know, Gatti's legs don't look terrible, and he's trying to do the right thing. And you think, well, what's the difference between this guy and the guy who thrilled everyone 4 or 5 years ago? At this level, even though this isn't the uppermost echelon, it's still a world-class level. A split second of reflexes go, and suddenly those punches that you were making miss, now they're hitting it.
But you know, we better give a little credit to Gomez. I don't think even if Mickey was like he was a couple years ago, he might have had a problem with Gomez. Gomez is fighting a tremendous fight. Good defense, placing his punches very well.
Good left hand by Gomez, and he digs a left to the body. Good, strong jab by Gomez.
Landing so flush.
Another stiff jab from Gomez.
The jab's landing like a right hand.
He is dominating Arturo Gatti.
All right, buddy? Sit down and punch with those punches. Sit. Arturo, look to the body also. Don't forget the head so much. Go with his body. You gotta break his body down too also. All right, buddy? All right, Arturo? Listen to him. You're staying right there with him. We gotta use the speed. Use that jab. Once you punch, combination speed, get out. Don't stay there with him. If you're gonna stay there with him, you have to throw some more punches downstairs. You hear me? All right, listen.
Right here you see a beautiful right hand, which he's been landing all night, straight across the shoulders, and then he's coming back with body shots and head shots. It's such a variety of punches, and Gatti just cannot figure out what's happening. Now you see a beautiful left hand shot coming right back again on the chin. He's beating Gatti to the punch.
Well, according to CompuBox in round number 4, he landed 54% of his power shots and just a tick under 50% of his jabs. And his jabs have been damaging, Emmanuel.
His jabs have been very effective as well as the right hand. And he's mixed in some nice body punches in between.
For the first time, Gatti is pressing the action.
This is what Gatti's going to have to do. He should have did this earlier because he's got nothing to lose.
He's got to make it a Gatti fight. Forget the boxing. There's a jab from Gatti. Gomez stays right where he's been all fight. In front of Gatti, pumping out that jab, shooting the right hand over the top.
Gatti's punches at this point are slow and telegraphed.
Well, when we talked with Gomez yesterday, he was relaxed. He felt being the bigger man would be a key. Another left hand from Gomez, and everything he told us is sort of coming to fruition from his point of view.
I mean, if Gomez were a puncher, this fight would have been over already.
It's as if Gatti's fans are trying to will a rally out of him. But Gomez's lefts and rights are rally killers.
To me, even though he's losing a round, I still think this is one of the better rounds for Gatti.
And that probably speaks volumes, you know, as to what Gomez has been able to do so far.
I think I spoke too soon on that. Because he got him about 4 big shots as soon as I said that. But I thought that Gatti had found the formula, which was just to make it a brawl, because he still is a big puncher.
Gatti tries to dig to the body, misses that wild left hand over the top. Gatti shoots the counter right. Gomez always there for the response. Final seconds of the fifth. Gomez darts away from any pressure.
Go, buddy. Control, listen. You gotta work. You're in there. Work to the body, Control. Listen. Control, will you keep your left hand down? Right hand is cup, Control, listen. Keep that left hand up. And that's always catching was that right hand. Keep your hands up. You're gonna stay in there. Use your leg, but if you're gonna stay in there, Control, you're gonna keep your hands up here, buddy. Forget rolling like this. You're getting caught with that right hand. You get a long right hand. You gotta keep that left hand up. You hear me? Control, come on in there.
Every day my hand, okay? Make him blink and go to my hand. Then give me the hook right hand back here. Got me? You got me? Give me the left hook right hand right back here. Put everything off your chair. Hey, you gotta pick your pace up. You're slowing it down with too much for me. Pick it up and turn it. Don't stand directly in front. Muévete, déjalo que vaya entrando. Pícalo. No cambies golpes. Pícalo.
Arturo Gatti and Alfonso Gomez begin round number 6. Gomez has Pepe Correa, who's brought in. He's got his dad in the corner, and Mom Lillian always there as well. It's a family affair for the Gomez's. So far, they have to be enjoying what they're seeing.
And it's a great night for them so far.
You know, Emmanuel, you mentioned in the last set about Gatti having to brawl more. At 35, coming off the Baldomir fight last year, is it a situation where the mind just might not be willing to go to that dark place?
Yeah, I don't know, but you know, it could be that. But at this stage right now, you know, every time he's fought anybody that can box, he's always lost. They're any quality boxers. And you know what Gomez is doing is really doing a combination of boxing and punching with him. It's a little different. And I've never saw him lose too much against fights like this year.
I mean, the truth is, in recent fights, almost no matter who Gatti's fight he's lost, period.
Nice footwork by Gatti and a nice pirouette. It's not going to win him the round, though.
Gatti all these years is even when he has lost, the fights have been so dramatic that people continue to come back. And the question is if he continues. He's having a better round this round. But if he's dominated the whole way by a guy like Gomez, will they come back again?
I would say no. I'd say this will be it right here. If he continues the way this fight is going, this will be the last one. He may fight more, but I don't think that they'll support him the way he has.
Won't be in front of 10,000 fans.
Arturo Gatti that seems content to box, and it doesn't work.
But he still can't get away from the right hand of Gomez.
All right, break, don't punch, step back. Each man one step back.
Again from Gomez. He always has that right hand to answer. Gatti trying to work his jab. We're almost through 6 rounds here. Arturo Gatti and Alfonso Gomez, part of our welterweight triple header. Still to come, Antonio Margarito will put his belt on the line against Paul Williams in Carson, California. For an update, we send it to Carson, California, and Jim Lampley.
All right, thank you, Bob Papa. And here's a look at the Home Depot Center in Carson, California, home of the giant outdoor soccer facility, the stadium that David Beckham is expected to fill up sometime in the next few years. Paul Williams and Antonio Margarito will come close to filling the next-door tennis arena for boxing tonight. There's Williams, the unbeaten fighter from Aiken, South Carolina, who hopes to get the 33-0 tonight against the man so avoided by top names in the welterweight division in recent years, Antonio Margarito, 34-4, but all 4 of the defeats somewhere in his background since becoming a force in the welterweight division. Margarito has been difficult for everyone. We'll see how difficult he is for Williams tonight. Let's go back to Atlantic City now.
All right, Jim, speaking of difficulties here in Atlantic City, it's been a difficult night so far for Arturo Gatti against Alfonso Gomez. Gomez has controlled this fight with his jab, his right hand. Harold Letterman, your scorecard through 6.
Hey, Bob, do you think anyone can win the fight doing the alley shuffle? In any case, 5 rounds to 1. Alfonso Gomez. I thought that Alfonso really didn't do a lot in the 6th round. Just like Max Kellerman said, I thought that Arturo Gatti had a better round in round 6 when he used his left jab. You know, Bob, what I always start to wonder about Arturo Gatti, as he goes into the late rounds of every fight, watch how many right hands he throws. You know, he's got that really, really bad right hand. When he starts to throw less right hands, he becomes more ineffective. In any case, 5 rounds to 1, Alfonso Gomez.
All right, Harold, and Gomez hitting Gatti on the back of the head as Gatti was in a prone position.
Looks like there's a little giving Gatti now as that left hook to the body starts to land for Gomez.
Double right hand from Alfonso Gomez. Digs in with the left. Right hand over the top. He's just measuring Gatti. Just missed with the uppercut.
Going to have to start throwing some punches back here.
Randy
No
Newman's
standing
looking.
count.
Gatti shoots a left. Gomez right on him. And forces the clinch.
We're watching the destruction of an action hero. Maybe his case as a Hall of Famer is overstated and was not a great fighter, but was a truly great action fighter, and in that way a legendary fighter. And unless he can come up with something incredibly dramatic here, this looks like the end of the road as a significant fighter.
And Randy Newman, the referee, moves in for a close look. He's giving Gatti, based on his pedigree, the benefit of the doubt. Gomez with a thunderous right hand puts Gatti down. Larry Hazzard has come into the ring. He wants it stopped. He walks over to Randy Newman and he stops it.
Good move from Larry Hazzard. Has always erred on the side of caution. And if no one else was going to stop it, not that Randy Newman wouldn't have, but he took matters into his own hand, and you don't mind seeing that.
And Emmanuel, let's hope this is the end for Arturo Gatti, because he got pummeled by a guy who's not known as a big puncher.
No, that's the end of it. Regardless of whether he wants to fight or not, he's finished. Gomez landed 40 of 62 power shots in the last round.
Arturo Gatti took tremendous punishment throughout the balance of this fight and got dropped in the 7th round. Randy Newman gave him the benefit of the doubt as far as letting this continue. In most cases, he probably would have stepped in. Then Larry Hazzard, who runs the New Jersey State Athletic Commission, came through the ropes himself to make sure that this was stopped.
Larry Hazzard was one of the greatest referees that I've ever saw when he was refereeing before he was named to be the commissioner for New Jersey.
All right, let's take a look at the early part of round number 7, where Gomez just put his punches together, right hands, double right hand right there.
You know, we're all looking at Gatti is not what he used to be, but I think a lot of this was just Gomez is a hell of a fighter and fought a hell of a fight. And even if Gatti was in his prime, I think he would have had problems with Gomez.
And Randy Newman was taking a close look. He was giving Gatti an opportunity to try to hang on.
Well, you have to, because Gatti still explodes and comes back even when he's in trouble. That's his history. But in this case here, Gomez was not to be denied.
And there is the right hand that put Gatti down, flush to the mouth and jaw.
And again, it was Gomez gets the left hand, good strong jab, and then the right hand over the top.
And I hope that will be the last right hand that we'll ever see Gatti take.
And Alfonso Gomez with a tremendous performance, and Arturo Gatti just overwhelmed by the sharp boxing and the sharp right hands from 26-year-old Alfonso Gomez. And there's the right hand that put Gatti down and ended his night and probably his career. For the official time of the stoppage, once again, our ring announcer, Michael Buffer.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end at 2 minutes 12 seconds of round number 7. The winner by knockout victory from Guadalajara, Mexico, Alfonso Gomez.
So Alfonso Gomez with a dominant performance against Arturo Gatti here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. From the very beginning of this fight, the opening bell, he was dominant in this fight, and the numbers will support that. As you get a look at the total punch numbers in this fight that only went into the 7th round, 46% for Gomez. He landed 216. He was outstanding with the jab and the power punches as well. That right hand found its mark throughout the course of this fight. 142 connects, 52%, as he more than doubled up Gatti as far as the amount of power punches thrown. Alfonso Gomez comes to Atlantic City and wins in dominant fashion. He's with Max Kellerman.
Congratulations, Alfonso, on a thoroughly dominant performance. I asked you before the fight, what were you thinking? You said you were focused on the fight. What were you thinking the moment it was stopped?
Well, I tried to stop him in that corner, but he can take a lot of punches, so the referee likes him a lot because he was taking a lot of shots and I was running out of gas. But, you know, I knew he was going to start swinging because that's what he usually does. So I started ducking down, trying for him to get tired, because you get tired when you swing and you don't make the punch. But when they stopped that, I was glad, because, you know, I was kind of looking in the corner of my eye, in that corner, to see if maybe Mickey Ward jump in the ring, but I didn't see him move, so I just continued pressuring him.
Are you saying that you were running out of gas because you were throwing so many punches?
Yeah, a little bit. I didn't want to, like, run out of gas and then maybe he can continue the next round, and, you know, I made that mistake, kind of like Oscar De La Hoya does sometimes.
Did you have any fear of doing that, because it is Arturo Gatti? We've seen him come back a million times.
Well, you know, I kind of felt his punch in the 1st round and in the 4th round, I think, but not enough to, like, hurt me. But I knew he was going to start swinging. I just knew it. As soon as he flinched, I just ducked down, because I knew he wasn't going to go anywhere but my head.
Both of your fists seem to have homing devices on them. You hit him so easily with both hands throughout the fight. The left jab, the straight right hand, you even mixed in hooks to the body. Why was it so easy to hit him?
Because we practice that. We practice a lot of jabs, a lot of working on my distance, not his distance. Because if we are his distance, he's in an advantage and not me. So we work on throwing the long jabs, the feinting with the jabs, and then the right hands, and definitely the hook to the bodies, which is my signature punch.
Okay. Life's not fair. This business is not fair. You know, people will now say, well, Gomez ran into an old Gatti, a smaller Gatti, a Gatti who was at the end of the line. How do you respond to that kind of commentary?
Nothing. No, I don't respond to anything. I just do my job. Whoever my next opponent is, you know, if it's a ranked fighter or somebody just to fight, or a world champion, whatever, I'm going to do my job. If I lose, I lose. And if I win, I win, like I did this time. So, you know, I did my job. I was in great shape, and I did it.
Who would you like to fight next?
It doesn't matter. That's not my job. My job's to go.
But who would you like to fight next?
Well, let's say Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I've always admired his father. To me, he's the best Mexican fighter to come out of Mexico. He's my idol. He still is. And when I was a kid, I always dreamed about taking his place as a Mexican idol. But now his kid wants to do it. So how about we fight for it and see who actually is the next Mexican idol?
Congratulations, Alfonso. Bob?
Well, I just want to say hi to my family in Guadalajara and Alaska and Oakland, and my fiance. I love you, and Tomatlan too. I love you, baby. Bye. Thank you.
Family all over the world. Bob?
Well, Alfonso Gomez came into this hostile environment, Emmanuel Stewart, and he did his job. Forget about Gatti's age and everything else. He came in, he fought a very professional fight, and he showed very good skills in the ring because he stuck with the game plan.
Yeah, they had did their homework in terms of Gatti. They were shooting short little right hands right across the shoulders, no long right hands, so they was real prepared. In fact, they were speaking of the fact that Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. was going to fight Gatti if he had won. I never wanted to even think about that. But I am excited about the fight that Gomez just mentioned, of him fight Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. I think that would be a fantastic fight.
You know, it was interesting because Arturo Gatti left the ring. Max did not have a chance to interview him. We'll try to get an interview with Arturo Gatti, and we'll bring that to you later in the telecast because, of course, we have Antonio Margarito and Paul Williams still to come. But for Arturo Gatti, what we saw at the end, hopefully that was the last right hand he eats in his career.
Yeah, he took a terrible beat tonight, and that was a guy who wasn't really a puncher. But Gomez looked good, though. I think he would have been a problem for Gatti even when Gatti was at his prime.
Emmanuel, a pleasure as always. Max Kellerman has returned from the ring, and Max, you know, he was confident yesterday when we spoke with him. He talked about fighting bigger men, fighting people at junior middleweight and middleweights in the Contender and elsewhere, and everything he told us really kind of came to fruition tonight.
It did, but you know, I'm thinking of Arturo Gatti. That was the story coming into this fight. That's the guy we were watching. And, you know, his entire career has really been, look, obviously the guy had superhuman courage and thrilled us all because of that courage. Not only the punch, but the courage to deliver those bombs even in the face of tremendous adversity. But as much as his career was a story of that courage, it was a story of very smart matchmaking when he won. Gatti's people always had to be careful the way they matched him. His best performance was probably occurred 10 years ago at junior lightweight against Tracy Harris Patterson when he won that fight on the left jab. That was probably his best performance in terms of the level of guy he fought and the level of guy he beat and was able to outbox. Since then, his signature wins and fights, Ivan Robinson, Mickey Ward, have not been against upper echelon guys. When he fought upper echelon guys, or even difficult guys style-wise like Angel Manfredi, he lost.
We're 2/3 of the way through our welterweight triple header. We started with Kermit Cintron dismantling Walter Matisse in the second round, and then Arturo Gatti at 35 years of age stepping into the ring against Alfonso Gomez. And in round number 7, Alfonso Gomez, who had dominated this fight from the very beginning, landed a thunderous right hand to Thunder Gatti, and the fight was stopped in the 7th round as Alfonso Gomez pulls off the upset here in Atlantic City, New Jersey. Our triple header continues.
Arturo, a guy who's fought with all kinds of stuff broken on him and continued to throw punches, and now looks like your lips cut up pretty good there and you're talking to us, so thank you. What happened tonight?
He was just stronger than I was. He's a hungry fighter, young fighter, strong. You know, I did my best. I came in thinking I can outbox him, but, you know, the ring was getting smaller and smaller with a bigger man. And it just sucks that from 40 to 47, it's just a different me. I wish I could make 140, but it's impossible. So I don't see myself continuing at 147. I'm going to retire, and I can't be taking this abuse no more.
Did you feel, you said for the Baldemir fight, you felt like you shouldn't have been there that day. Did you feel prepared and like you should be in the ring today?
Oh, yes, I was well prepared. You know, I'm sad for my team because we worked so hard, and I just did my best. I felt great. You know, I was in good shape, but I wasn't strong enough for Gomez. And it just shows that I don't belong at 147.
You don't belong in 147 and can't make 140, and therefore you're a man without a weight division.
No, so that means hasta la vista, baby.
Arturo, is there anything you'd like to say to your many fans who I'm sure at this moment, if this is indeed the end of your career, feel very grateful for all the memories? Is there anything you'd like to tell them?
I just want to say that I love you guys. I really tried hard tonight, and you know how big my heart is, that I just couldn't do it, and I give my best. And I love you guys for supporting me, for tough times for me, and you guys brought me back and made me win the second world title. I love you guys, and thank you very much, and I had a great time doing it.
And again, so much heart, even talking as the lip is opening up and bleeding. Arturo, thanks for the memories.
Thanks a lot, Max.
A fond farewell from all of us at HBO Sports to Arturo Gatti, whose trilogy with Mickey Ward, his trainer tonight, meant so much to the most recent years of our boxing telecast, who was one of the most exciting fighters ever to appear on our network and who proved more than any other fighter the paradigm that it doesn't matter so much whether you win or lose. It's more about how you fight. That's what builds your relationship to the public. That's what built the Arturo Gatti love affair, which sustained him through so much of his career. Well, a brilliant night in the welterweight division, a great performance by Kermit Cintron, a terrific performance by Alfonso Gomez in saying farewell to Arturo Gatti, and most significantly, a big victory for Paul Williams here in Carson, California, who stays undefeated, lifts a title belt from the previously much feared Antonio Margarito, and makes his mark as a new rising American star, potentially a superstar in boxing. Paul Williams of Aiken, South Carolina. We're glad you were able to be with us for this, and we continue all of our boxing and sports activity in the future, July 17. Catch the next installment of Real Sports. Among the stories, we sit down with the always outspoken Gary Sheffield, who has created a firestorm with his criticism of Joe Torre and the New York Yankees. July 24, it's a special edition of Costas Now. Halfway through the baseball season, Kurt Schilling, Bud Selig, Ozzie Smith, and Chris Rock join Bob for a midsummer review of the game. Next on HBO, stay tuned for the premiere of Countdown to Hopkins Wright, a half-hour documentary-style look at Bernard Hopkins and Winky Wright as they prepare for their July 21 matchup on HBO pay-per-view. And now for our entire HBO crew, I'm Jim Lampley saying so long from Carson, California.
This has been a presentation of HBO Sports.